Hey everyone, and welcome to my Thornbound Nayzaga guide in Dauntless. My name is Azzavhar. This guide was made during patch 0.5.2, whilst Dauntless is in open beta. Spin Shock, Lightning Bolt. When the fight begins, Nayzaga will spin around, sending a lightning bolt towards you or a randomly selected player. It will stay in a straight line and will not move away from its trajectory. Roll out of the way to avoid this attack. Also, beware that Nayzaga can damage you if you are hit by his body whilst he is spinning around. Later on in the fight, Lightning Bolt can also target a big spike pylon that he will create. Do not stand in between Nayzaga and the big spike pylon to avoid the Lightning Bolt. Slide. He will slide towards a randomly selected player. If this player is you, beware that it is a homing attack and it will home in on you if you run away. So be aware and be prepared to roll out of the way at the correct time. He will do this 2 times in a row, one slide straight after the other. Claw Swipe. Nayzaga will attack in a forwards motion with a single claw swipe. You will see him raise his body up to prepare for the attack. Roll out of the way or be a safe distance away from Nayzaga to avoid this attack. Claw Slam. Nayzaga will slam the ground with his claw. Just stay clear of the claw and the slam to stay safe. Tail Swipe. Nayzaga will swipe with his tail and his body in a 180 degrees attack. Try to roll towards where the tail is at the start of the attack, as when he finishes this attack, you should then end up near his head and he will be open to an attack. Sideways Body Slide. Nayzaga will slide in a sideways motion. On this one, just pay attention to the direction that he is sliding in and move out of the way. Side Swipe. He will pull his arm towards his body and then he will side swipe using that arm in a direction away from his body. Be careful not to roll in the trajectory of the swipe, as it has a large radius and could hit you at the end of your roll if you're not careful. A good place to roll is towards his tail, as the tail acts as a pivot point and you will be able to attack him whilst he is doing the swipe. Sideways and forwards Body Slam. He will sometimes slam forwards and sometimes sideways with his body. Be aware and dodge out of the way. Insulation. I would recommend a +5 or above insulation rating for this fight. As you can see, there are 6 levels of insulation. Your resistance to electrics gets greater the higher the rating. At level 6, you become immune to the shock debuff and have no knockback when attacking electrified shields. At levels 1, 2 and 3, you will take damage, be thrown back and fall over when you hit an electrified shield. At level 4, you will take damage and be pushed back slightly when attacking the shield. At levels 5 and 6, it will eliminate knockback and you will not suffer any damage when attacking the shields. Shock Debuff. If you're hit with an electrical attack, you will receive a shock debuff, unless you have insulation level 6. This shock debuff will stop you from using any consumable items and you will not be able to use your E button on the keyboard, which means you cannot do things such as revive your allies or use Aether Vents whilst under this debuff. The higher your insulation, the better. Small Spike Pylon. Nayzaga will spawn small pylons. These will shoot out balls of electric every so often. You will need to avoid the electric balls by rolling or running out of the way. Or you can hit these balls back with your weapon, causing some damage to the pylon. You can also lure the balls into an object or into Nayzaga to eliminate the ball. Sometimes using this tactic as you are attacking Nayzaga is a good strategy, as you can position yourself between the small pylon and Nayzaga, and then attack him in confidence knowing that Nayzaga will interrupt the electric ball. Try to take these small pylons out as soon as possible, as they can keep interrupting your attacks and generally cause a lot of annoyance. Big Spike Pylon. Nayzaga will create a big spike pylon as he enters his Aether Charge form. You will see when he's in his Aether form as the spikes on his body are larger and he has electric sparks around him. After he creates the big spike pylon, he will do a spin shock lightning bolt attack. This lightning bolt will go towards the big spike pylon and then shoot out electric balls towards each player. You can avoid these balls or hit them back towards the pylon. The pylon will also have an electrified shield around it. You can take the shield away in two different ways. One, you can hit an electric ball back at it, and if it connects with the shield, it will destroy it. Or two, you can attack the shield until it's gone. I would recommend installation level 5 or higher before attacking an electrified shield with your weapon. If you find yourself fighting Nayzaga with a low installation rating, try to hit the balls back to take away the shield, or use grenades to help you out. The second spin shock lightning bolt attack will target a random player, and the third will target the big spike pylon again. It will continue to alternate like this until the big spike pylon is down. When the big pylon is broken, it will cause Nayzaga to come out of his Aether Charge state and will leave him vulnerable to attacks. Try to coordinate this so that there is just the one Slayer over by the big pylon that lands the final blow to destroy it. The rest of the Slayers should be by Nayzaga ready to unleash their attacks. Again, making sure that the small pylons are taken out before this happens is very useful, as the small electric balls can interrupt you whilst you are attacking him, which will greatly reduce the amount of damage that you do. Thorns. In this Thornbound version of Nayzaga, there will also be thorns around the big spike pylon protecting it. You will have to cut a path through the thorns to get to the pylon. This can cause things to get extra tricky, as you will have to cut through the thorns whilst watching out for Nayzaga's attacks and even the small electric balls if you still have small pylons up. Sometimes using a well-placed grenade can come in handy, as it can instantly clear a path through the thorns so that you can get to the pylon and attack it straight away. Thank you for watching my guide to the Thornbound Nayzaga battle in Dauntless. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe. Also, you can find me broadcasting live over on Twitch TV. Make sure to drop a follow. I will leave the links in the description to this video. And until next time, take care.